Okay, and I don't want to hold you too long, but one other thing I want to talk about is this very interesting dynamic that conservative Republican politicians in Florida and other places are increasingly being faced directly with the impact of climate change, in this case, the form of sea level rise, and they're trying to turn and spin to still hang on to their, base that's deep in climate denial, and yet present themselves as actually dealing with the reality that day-to-day people can see right in front of their doors.
Right, right. I mean, certainly South Florida, Florida is, a prime example of that, where you have people in Broward County, people in Miami-Dade County who are actually having to deal with washed out roads, with saltwater incursion into freshwater drinking, and have real world problems that they have to deal with. And the state, the governor, Scott, people like that can only deny this for so long. And I do think that this is sort of trickling up in a way now. We can even see it a little bit in the governor's race that's in Florida right now. Governor Scott has changed his tune a little bit about climate change, but even in the best scenarios, we're still so far from really acknowledging the implications of sea level rise in a place like Florida. I mean, I was just at a big regional meeting they had there, the kind of regional climate compact meeting, and there are a lot of well-meaning solutions of things like let's do more recycling, let's do more, bike paths and sustainability stuff, which are all good, but are not even close to the kind of scale of thinking that is going to be required for this place to have a viable future.
Right. So, is there anybody down there that's just saying, "Hey, folks, you know, we're in a holding action at best here. Uh, we really need to think about what it's going to take to retreat from South Florida."
Right. No, I mean there are some people like the mayor of a small town called South Miami. His name is Phil Stoddard. He's a biologist. He's a very smart guy. He is openly talking about this kind of thing, but it's not getting any traction. It's not moving up the ladder in any way. And the engine of development in Florida, in South Florida, is so huge, and they're desperately afraid of that engine of development stalling, because once you really say, okay, this place is going to be underwater in our kids' lifetime, it is. How do you go on? I mean, what do you do? Where do you take that? And how do you keep getting Latin American billionaires to invest in that? And it's going to be a huge tragedy what plays out there over the next 50 years or so.